Hello everyone, Mr. Dolphin here. Today I'm going to be showing you all the deep sea loot crates in Ragnarok. There's over 140 deep sea loot crates, so this is going to be a long list. I'm going to show you an easier way for you to find them and things that you can do. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe and let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so before we begin, the reason why I didn't do this on AAC is because now I remember the reason why I didn't do it is because there are over 120 something deep sea loot crates in Ragnarok, and that's why there was no video like this on AAC. On ASA I decided to actually do the video because you can actually do the waypoints. So you cannot get this normally because there's only a limit in the game of 16. However, you can manually edit the game user INI, which I will provide on my Discord, and I will put the link on the comments below. I don't think you can input them manually on console, but I think if you do rent a Nitrado server or any other server, you can change the game user INI via the server files. But if you're on PC, I can just provide you the file and you just copy paste that, or just copy the lines that are in the file, and I will show you the steps to that during the video. So there's over 120 something. Some of them I found one of them at least in the mesh, and I will show you where that is. Some of these you might need to double check if they're actually on the mesh or not, because I did not check every single one. I did remove the ones that on the new islands. So for example, on these new islands have this waypoint, but I could not find the waypoint in the mesh. I'll have to double check when they release the depth kit if it's actually there or not. Most likely it's not. You can just remove this waypoint, but you might want to check these because they might be in there, but they were just not spawning for me when I double check. So the way you can avoid having this nightmare of waypoints is by going into each location and placing 2 foundations or three foundations, and that will lower the locations in which they can spawn. For example, if there's only, let's say on the island I think there's 20, right? You just place 17 foundations on each spawn of the loot crate. That way you can force the loot crate to spawn in only 3 specific locations. That's why when you play in a Scorched Earth, what people would do would just go place foundations or spam where the loot crate will spawn. That way they would only spawn on 3 specific locations. The spawns on the desert, I'm not sure if they are the same as the ones in the water, but usually the ones on the desert should be fine if you still go for the ones on the desert. And I'll still keep this on the file that we'll provide to you. Some of these on the new islands on this side might not be in here. For example, the one over here got overridden by one of the islands. You might need to check the one over here, but all of them should work fine. These ones I don't think they're spawned because they're on land, so with this new island I don't think they exist anymore. So I did remove the ones that would spawn over here for you. But as you can see, I think on waypoint 54 there's one over here. It really depends on your settings. Not all of them will spawn at the same time. There's, I think, only 3 or 5 spawn at a time in the water. But like I said, if you don't want this to spawn, for example over here on way 54, you put 2 foundations snap to each other, or 3, and that will prevent that loot crate from spawning in here. I will also provide the latitude and longitude coordinates for all of these, so you don't have to go through that as well. Also, one of the things that you have to keep in mind is that I have not tested if this will crash your game. I haven't had any issues. The only thing that I noticed is that the game started being very funny in ways that it might lag your game if you highlight every single waypoint. there is a limitation, I think, of still 16. So if you highlight every waypoint, I think it might crash your game. So only, let's say if you're starting your run from this side of the map, just select the first couple of waypoints on this side, and then clear it, and then when you start again, just select the ones over here, go back and clear it. But I wouldn't recommend for you to select every single waypoint because it will most likely crash your game. So if you're on PC, you're going to navigate to the game user settings ini file, which is located on the save config Windows folder. And what you will do is open the file, and you can scroll down all the way to save minimap marks. And what you will do is copy all of these, and then you will go to your own game user settings ini file and paste that over, and that will give you all of the waypoints that I have made for you. If you're on renting your own server through Nitrado or any other services, you will also go to the game users.ini file and input that manually. There is no way to put that into console itself through the in-game menu through console because there's a limit, but you can bypass the limit through this method.